All right, we are back at it, this time with a PvP tier list, and I'm joined by my fellow content creator, Wider, and then we also have Melt with us today. He posted a huge rant in my previous leveling, or our previous leveling videos about some classes, and we got some real good feedback on that one. So this is something that I really like to do. I like to have the ability to like bring on viewers to stuff like this and then do it together with the viewers. So this is awesome. Introduce yourself, Melt.
Hello guys, I'm Melt. WoW player since TBC, PvP enjoyer, tier list hater, and I love tier lists, but I love them if they're done correctly and not rated the warrior bad. Warrior main, as you can tell.
Yep.
And
who would guess that?
and I have strong opinions and maybe even some hot takes.
And some good experience when it comes to PvP overall, as well as Wider. Just tell us about your experience with PvP, Wider.
Yeah, hello again. Thank you all for that many comments I got on the tier list I made with Shielder.
Yeah.
And as Shielder said, we wanted to do another tier list here for PvP, and we want to bring your opinions in. That's why Melt is here with us, which is great. And what is my experience about PvP? Why are we able to do this? I play World of Warcraft since 2004, an original World of Warcraft. I played TBC. In TBC, I played Arena up to 2K back in the days, in 3v3, 2v2, and 5v5. Back in the days, I played as a Holy Paladin. Today, this is probably not possible anymore at this rating because, people were worse at that days. But I also played on retail World of Warcraft. I played on Shadowlands as a Retribution Paladin up to 1.8k rating, and after they introduced Solo Shuffle on Dragonflight, I got to top 50 Europe as a Retribution Paladin before Elo inflation. So that's my experience on Arena. So I think I played a lot of games, and I think I also have some strong opinions.
So I brought along with me these two. PvP gods. So hopefully we can get something that people can somewhat agree on. If not, that's just how it is. It's subjective, and everything's up for change once we see the action, like the classes in action. Once we get the release.
Yeah, Melt, would you also tell us your experience, please?
Yes, of course. I mainly PvP'd on another private server that is on the Rev client 3.3.5a. I got to 1.8k, nearly 2k with my lot of BGs in Vanilla, Classic 2019, and in general a lot of Arena Battlegrounds, and a lot of World PvP. I'm actually a World PvP enjoyer.
Yeah, I can't brag.
We got those healer perspectives here as well with this group, because most people play DPS, and I think Arena, especially as a healer, is more technical than as a DPS.
It's completely different, in my opinion.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I can't really brag about the same amount of experience, especially when it comes to Arena. I feel like I have a good idea of what's good and what's bad, but mostly my experience comes from vanilla PvP. I partook in the classic Duelers League back in 19. Our server had a classic Duelers League. I partook in that and got 7th place. So that was okay-ish. As a hunter, it was quite difficult because you're restrained by the dual area, which is not very large to kite people. So, but also did a lot of just world PvP, battlegrounds and stuff. But yeah, mostly based around vanilla. A little bit TBC.
Many other people participated there when you got to place 7.
Yeah, I think. Can I remember how many? Because it was set up. Like you don't get to duel everyone. You get to duel the winners, get to duel the winners, and so on. I think there was. And the qualifiers, semi-qualifiers. I don't know. In
like
total,
a bracket system?
Yeah, like a brackets, like I don't know what's it called. But I think it was total 100 or something. 100 of the best.
That's nice.
Yeah, 100 of the best players on the server. So only server specific. That was Nurkenfogger back in
but still,
in Classic.
That's quite experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That's quite nice. I think I'm a pretty good hunter, if I have to say so myself.
I'll duel you on Epoch. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I'm ready. I love duels. Absolute favorite thing. I wish like they would do a 1v1. I said that before many times. I wish they would do a 1v1 arena or just something reward for duels. I just love that part of the game. So, but here we are. We starting off with the 1v1 setup here. We want to see how each class performs in a 1v1 scenario and try to rank those.
Yeah, let's go. We have a guest here. He's a warrior main. Do we want to start with the warrior?
Yeah,
we can start with the warrior.
Yeah, let's do that. Melt, take it away.
Oh yeah. So I checked all the talents that we have. I checked trees. And as we know, we kind of have TBC trees. But Warrior has something very special, and I'm very happy about it because we got blades. And you can use it defensively, you can use it offensively. And it's very, very versatile. It's a lot of damage. And I myself would put arms into S tier.
All right.
Or 1v1.
For 1v1s.
Okay.
Just because. Yes, just because. I would say if you play PvP and on Epoch you can change your racial, you could just go for either Gnome or Tauren or Will of the Forsaken as Undead. So that's one more escape defensive ability that you have. Bladestorm is an ability that gets you that you can't get feared, you can't get
no CC.
Can't get no CC basically, yes. Yeah. And you're very annoying. You're just very annoying even as a class like Mage. I mean, yes, of course, you will have problems with casters, especially the ones that can slow you and kite you. It's also Hunter is also kind of annoying, but I think the sheer damage output of arms warriors will make it that they are S tier, because once they are on your ass, can I say ass on YouTube?
Yeah. You can say anything.
I'm sorry, I just was just thinking. Once they are on your hamstring and they use their hamstring, you're probably dead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and basically the Bladestorm is an extra trinket, you could say, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you
as you said? Yeah. Of course, I'm not so cool with Warrior on S tier here. On S tier. Well, I'm starting with the dad jokes already. The problem is kiting, as you already said. I mean, especially in 1v1, you have a lot of classes who are able to kite you. You have one Interceptor as a Warrior. You have one Bladestorm. You have one Trinket, right? You have 3 abilities or options to get out of CC. But there are classes like Mage, Frost Mage, which can all get those out of you. Simply blink away during your Bladestorm and can just kite you, right? Hunter is also able to do this, for example.
Yeah.
So I think there are classes out there who have way more options to get out of jail cards and to use them than Warrior has, in my opinion. I'm completely with you with the damage part, for sure. But I think it has clear weaknesses.
I think one of the biggest things, if we talk about how Hunter should get away from Warrior, is like Hunter got a cooldown, a sprint cooldown, an aspect of the pack, which is no longer dazes you. So you use it and you get 40% movement speed. It's a 5-minute cooldown, but it's really, really strong. I don't think you get dazed from that. And then also you got disengage as a Hunter. So you leap backwards just like in Ref, but you need to be grounded in order to use it, which is bad. I want them to remove that, but that's how it is for now, at least.
I think you probably slaughter, for example, Holy Paladins, Discipline Priests, maybe even Warlocks as an arms warrior.
Just about to say Warlocks and Enhancement Shamans, they're going to get destroyed completely. I don't know about Rogues.
So much damage.
Maybe also Rogues. I don't know. I think it really depends on if this Bladestorm... or Bladestorm, what's it called? Yeah, Bladestorm? Yeah,
Bladestorm it does.
If it like works like a trinket, it can get you out of a stun that you're already in, or if you need to press it before you get stunned.
Yeah, how does it work on Project Epoch? Do you know that, not?
No, I don't know yet how it works. That's the sad thing that we have to consider. I think you can't use it
in Ref Lich King. Does it actually remove
you can't use it while stunning.
Okay.
Can't use it while stunned, but you can use it while immobilized.
So let's just use Wrath of the Lich King as a
point of reference.
Yes, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. As a point of reference for arms with how their Bladestorm works.
Yeah. So with this, you have to use your trinket to activate your Bladestorm while you are CC'd, right? For hard CCs at least, right?
No, yes. Well, is a fear a hard CC?
I think a fear is for a warrior, no problem at all, right?
Yes, exactly, because of Berserking Rage. But you have to be in Berserker stance. So you have to kind of use your brain mass to predict that.
Yes.
I would say we talk about players who are able to do this.
Well,
like you won't be able to like Bladestorm out of sheep or stun or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Blind and stuff.
So yeah, with all these said, I would rather put them in A tier.
Yeah.
But not worse than A.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think A is reasonable, as we said, because they have they are strong and they have a lot of damage, but they have clear weaknesses. And I think there are other classes which are more deserved than the S3. with less weaknesses than warriors, in my opinion.
Do we continue with Fury? Are we done with arms? I think.
Yeah, I think we are done with arms, right?
Then do we finish the warrior? Like do we?
Yeah,
move on
Yes,
to
I would
Fury,
say
right?
we go
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
Fury next.
Okay.
We are Germans, we are effective, we want to finish one.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Lovely.
Good.
Fury. I don't see Fury being good. I can't tell you yet. Yeah, thank you, Siri. I can't tell you yet because thinking about Fury is they have their damage output is pretty high as well, but they have more weaknesses with improved intercept being in the arms tree now, very deep into it. They have piercing hole, that's good, but they don't have the out of jail card. So I would say C tier. Yeah, I think C tier is. They're not D, but they're C. Yeah, I would say C just because they're C. C, like Cinderella. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm like, is there any other class that's weaker than Fury Warrior in 1 versus 1?
In 1v1s?
Yeah.
Question. I don't think so. I think maybe they're even D tier.
I'm okay with C tier for Fury Warrior. What is about Bloodthirst on Project Epoch for Fury Warrior? How much does it heal? Because Fury Warrior was viable when they had a lot of self, right?
Yes.
How does it work here?
It doesn't heal a lot. And I would say it's not enough to let them out heal damage with Bloodthirst. My biggest concern and my biggest problem is that you have to have a lot of hit to hit with your offhand. And every miss is a lot of DPS loss. So yeah, they can dish out a lot of damage in a shot. If they have a lot of rage, then just hit you with a heroic strike, queued up, Bloodthirst, whirlwind, and you get a lot of damage. This might even one-shot some classes if
But
they're next to them.
But hit isn't such a big factor in PvP as it is in PvE.
That's true, but still, I think you need a lot of hit for your offense still, even in PvP. But correct me, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Also not 100% sure, but I think you're right, Malt. You need a bit of hit for your offhand if you play dual wielding, even in PvP.
But I don't think it's going to be such a big problem because they said already that there are going to be a lot of like expertise stuff, percentage expertise on even on low level gear, but in general, there's going to be easier time getting they don't call it directly expertise because it's percentage based, but it's going to be percentage to reduce chance to get parried and dodged or something like that.
Okay, I also just looked it up. Dual wielding has a baseline 5% chance to miss in PvP for both hands, main hand and offhand, so it's not affecting it so much in PvP.
It's just 5% extra you need, kind of, and then that's it.
But it might be even pretty strong in dueling situations.
For two-handed, you just need the... Is it 3% for two-handed? I'm pretty sure it's 3% hit in PvP.
Maybe I just looked up dual wielding because normally with two-hand you...
I thought it was 4, but it could also be 3.
Yeah, I don't really think that hit is such a big factor when it comes to vanilla PvP and in general PvP actually.
Or TPC PvP is the baseline here for Epoch, right?
Yeah.
Rather than TPC.
Yes.
Expertise is nice to have because it reduces, the enemy's chance to dodge, but we don't really get the expertise rating, but we get something similar, just percentage based, I think.
And you always want to be in Berserker stance as Fury, so pressing Berserker Rage is just more convenient than as arms. You don't have to predict it. That's definitely one point for that has Fury going there. But in general,
damage, right? And you do a lot of burst, but you do less consistent damage as Fury, right? Because you're more kiteable as an arms warrior. You don't have the Blade Storm, you only have your intercept, right? And not even the improved intercept, as you said.
Nope.
Yeah, so even more kiting for Fury warriors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because improved intercept is like 10 seconds off your intercept, and I think your intercept is baseline 45 seconds, but before I say something that is not true, let me have a look. Intercept has 30 seconds. So you have 30 seconds as Fury and 20 seconds as arms.
Okay, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
You're screwed as Fury.
Okay. So I think we can all agree on this ranking C tier for Fury, right? It has a lot of burst, but even more weaknesses than arms.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Cool. Let's move on.
Yeah.
What
do we do?
Warrior? Prot Warrior, is that a thing?
Not really. Not with the talents, no.
Okay. Not
if it would be rare, then yes, but no.
Not something hybrid, something?
Nope.
Nope.
So we say D.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Shall we move on to Paladin? I think
okay.
Wider has a lot to say about that.
Okay, I have to gather my thoughts about Paladin. We can start with Red, right?
Yeah,
no, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with Retribution Paladin. Hard to rank, in my opinion, but not as good as other classes. I think Red has a lot of strong things in the arsenal. Of course, they have Crusader Strike, which is holy damage here in Project Epoch, which is not mitigated by armor. So you do a lot of damage even to warriors.
Yeah.
You could go, if you want to, some cheesy builds with Reckoning, then you don't have Crusader Strike, which is good against rogues, obviously, in 1v1 situations, and it's even working on casts here on Project Epoch and TPC version, right? I think so. So you could also do some cheesy builds.
Yeah, but it's not a Reckoning in vanilla. It's a very different Reckoning.
Yeah. It's not a stack up 5 times and then one-shot something. It's you get one extra attack after every crit. Yeah, I know. You could also do builds with this. This is still possible. I think Crusader Strike is the better way to go. So.
Yeah, for 1 versus 1, I think Crusader Strike is the absolute best way to go.
Retribution Paladin has the same weaknesses as always, as in every iteration of World of Warcraft. It's the reason we all meme about it with the wheelchair. It has just no movement abilities at all. It has Pursuit of Justice and the Retribution tree, with give it a bit more movement speed, but you can be kited so easily as a Retribution Paladin.
Yeah, if a mage knows what they do, engineering and get some rocket boots or something.
That's the question here, by the way. Do we count professions in here?
No, I don't think we do.
I did not.
We don't know anything about professions, so let's not involve that too much.
Yes.
Okay, so also no engineering, yeah. Then Red has so many weaknesses. Every mage can just spell steal your Blessing of Freedom, and then you're just stuck. Every Warlock can just fear you around. You can get to him once, then your bubble goes up, and you won't be able to kill him in time, so you get in CC chain again. Same for Shadow Priest, for example. You won't be able to win against a Shadow Priest. Even a good rogue will kill a red if the rogue knows what he's doing, in my opinion. Yeah. So Retribution Paladin in 1v1 is not a good class. I would put them on B. Better than Fury Warrior, because they have more ways on self-healing and utility for themselves. And depending on the matchups, they can win some matchups, but they lose a lot more that they would win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with B tier for them. Better than a Fury Warrior, but really in the lower tiers, for sure.
Yeah. It depends on how good really some builds will be, which are customized on Project Epoch. You can do with the new seals cool seal twist, so you probably have even more bursts than an Arms Warrior in some situations.
Yeah.
But I think it's harder to stay on a target than an Arms Warrior as Retribution Paladin. So if someone wants to kite you, it's easier to kite a Retribution Paladin than an Arms Warrior. So if you can't get to your target, you want to damage, and that's why I would put them on B.
You're relying on your stun and your repentance, and that's pretty much it, unless we involve like a lot of engineering stuff, then of course everything can change, but we don't know that, so we're not going to take that into consideration in this tier list, in my opinion at least.
I am going with you guys. I would have ranked them in B as well.
Good. All right.
Especially with
Let's move on then to Holy Paladin.
I just try one talent build here at the moment on the side. If you give me 2 more seconds, I just want to see something about the stun of Paladin. Because you just said that. You could go with Crusader Strike to improve Hammer of Justice if you go 18 points into protection for PvP. And this reduces your Hammer of Justice by a lot. You have every 30 seconds about something like this. You can stun someone for 5 seconds, which is good. But probably not enough, right?
No, but yeah, I don't know. Mussy also mentioned something about Paladins getting I don't know if it was a PvP set, but it would reduce it to 30 seconds total if you get the set. So, but we can't really factor in too much gear and stuff, because we don't know what else like other classes are getting. So I don't want to involve professions. I don't want to involve too much specific items or gear, because we don't know that much yet.
Yeah, even with 30 seconds on Hammer of Justice, that's really good for Arena, obviously. But in 1v1, it's not enough, in my opinion. You can still, other classes have trinkets and other stuff to get out of stuns, especially with the racial changes. I think it's not enough to put Retribution Paladin on a higher tier.
So where do we get the Holy Paladin?
Yeah, the Holy Paladin, I think we are not speaking about healer here. We speak about Shockadin.
Yes, of course.
And Shockadin will be something really interesting on Project Epoch, in my opinion. You have the improved Seed of Righteousness talent, which is working on Project Epoch. Yes. So you have a lot of damage. You can seal twist this together with Seed of Vengeance, for example, to have a dot all the time up on your target. And you have Holy Shock, which is your damage ability when you are not on the target. So Shockadin could be really, really good, and you have really effective self-heal, so you can out-sustain damage from other classes. I think Shockadin is better than Retribution Paladin on PvP on Project Epoch. I'm not quite sure if it's high B or low A tier in the end. We have to see that. You don't have Crusader's Rite, for example. The question is, do you play it with a one-hand and shield, or do you play it with a two-hand weapon? That's all stuff we have to see in the future when the server comes up and we can do more testing with it. But I think it has really good potential. Maybe I would even put it on A tier, low A tier, because I think it has really, really good options for 1v1.
I totally go with you. Especially, well, if you consider that you can't swap weapons mid-fight, and mitigate a lot of damage by just going one hand and the shield, and then when you're in close combat, you just swap to your two-hand weapon and melee. It makes a lot of difference. We still, and this is all subject to, it might change, and the big disclaimer, but a lot of people think that we will, when we seal twist, even as Retribution, we will not go for AP. Everything will be spell power based, our whole damage kit, and that makes Holy even stronger.
Yeah. I mean, you could play as normal Retribution Paladin, you still could play attack power if you want to and do the old school twisting with Penitence and Command, for example. But I also think that the Holy variant with the new talent, the Justice talent, will be stronger damage-wise, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
And
what about,
I agree with you, Melt, absolutely. Yeah.
What about the Prot Paladin? That's not really something, right?
I wish, but no.
No.
So there was this Greg style, right? Which was protection and retribution, the mix.
Yeah, Preg, exactly.
Yes.
Sadly, we're not getting that. I wish we were getting that, honestly.
Preg was very annoying.
Yeah. And very, very fun to play as well.
And very, very strong.
Yeah.
But it's not a thing here, even if it's a Wrath of the Lich King client, it's TPC talent, so this won't happen, right?
Yeah, there are some changes. Instant, you don't have a cast time on your, Avenger Shield.
Avenger Shield, yeah.
And it's instant, and it is a good slow. So maybe not. No. Maybe it's
no.
Not for duels, but maybe for another comp.
Well, as a flag carrier in a battleground, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? Not enough utility.
Maybe not. That's still the Druid's job.
I would say it's better than Protection Warrior, right? So we can put it
I think
at least
so
it is. Yeah.
At least there's maybe low C tier. Is my guess.
It's D. It's D for 1v1 in my opinion. D is okay for it.
It has no utility to come to the target, right? So yes.
Well, that's the thing here. It slows, right? Avenger Shield.
Yes, but like, okay, let's say
you have the same utility as you have as Retribution. You have Repentance and you have Stun as a.
No, you don't. Yes, if you play Preg. No, you don't.
Repentance. You don't have Repentance as a Protection Paladin.
No, I'm talking about Red. As Red, you have Protection has the same utility as Red.
Well, you don't have Repentance as Paladin.
You only have Haze.
Yeah, but that's
Retribution Paladin.
Okay, in that way. But I'm thinking like getting to the target. Like I'd say.
Well, it's still slower.
Yeah,
15%.
Yeah, that's true. That's
quite a lot.
Running a little bit slower.
And also the difference is when a Retribution Paladin comes close to a target, he can seal twist with a big two-hander and does a lot of damage. A Protection Paladin who comes close to a target doesn't do that much damage.
No, it's basically when you hit him, he does damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Return damage.
Yeah. So maybe rogues have a problem with it, but every other class has no problem with it.
Yeah.
And a good rogue knows how to play against this. They just bleed them out and walk away. So not viable.
Okay, good. Then what shall we move on to?
How about Hunter?
All right. All right.
Shed, I think you have to say something.
I think the only good Hunter build in 1 versus 1 is probably going to be Deep Beastmaster with the Beast Within. That immunity, 18 seconds of immunity. There are some nerfs. The pet does a little bit less damage because of the attack speed scaling has been reduced slightly for the pet, or not scaling, but the talent. There's a talent at the bottom of the tree that does gives you some attack speed on your weapon and the pet. Let me actually just open it on the other monitor here so I can follow along. But overall, I think it's still very, very strong, honestly. Beastmaster, especially in the early game, when we don't have that much, I want to say resilience, but it's not resilience in here, PvP defense, even though we don't know how it works. So it's still very, very bursty. Very, very bursty. So where do we put it? I would say it's an low 8 here, maybe higher.
I always hate dueling them.
Yeah, same. I mean, they are CC immune, they have insane burst, and they are mobile, right? I think they are even S tier in my opinion. Low S tier, but S tier in my opinion. For 1v1.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah, I just wanted to be. I just wanted to, be a little bit decent.
They can also. They don't have to feign death to use traps, right? So that's also a thing that you have to count in dueling. That's also. Do you think that BM is the only one that will be good?
Yeah. I think even though they made some changes in marksmanship, the only real change they made was they swapped about True Shot Aura and Silencing Shot. So you can get Silencing Shot and you can get deterrence. I think you could even do that already, but you open up to go a little bit deeper in one of the other trees, but you can't get to something like counterattack or intimidation while you have Silencing Shot. If you could get intimidation, scatter shot, and Silencing Shot, that would have been another story, but I don't think it's powerful enough. I think it's great in battlegrounds. Marksmanship is great in battlegrounds, even survival as well. Pretty much the same. But I think, they're not strong in duels. As soon as you get close, you have your disengage, but it doesn't remove any slow. You can put traps in combat and stuff, but you're still like Beast Mastery will still be, I think, at least a lot better in 1 versus 1.
Yeah. I absolutely agree.
So I'd put something like marksmanship down on a B tier, maybe low B tier, maybe high C tier.
I would say they're at least survival. B tier. I wouldn't say Hunter is anything below B regarding, like, just from the whole kit Hunter brings with them.
Yeah.
And
mainly, in my opinion, mainly because they get disengaged, which is just not just another, way to get distance, which they didn't have before in TPC. That's a big.
But Hunter won't have any dead zone, right?
No, but they didn't have that in TPC either.
Oh.
So it's the same as in TPC. They didn't have a dead zone there either. So yeah, I think something like this.
Yeah, I mean, the strong thing about every Hunter spec is that you eat mages, right? You eat casters with your burst damage, and you can CC warriors with your traps, right?
Yeah.
So you always get your burst out. And with this, Hunter is always a good 1v1 spec, right? Beastmaster is even stronger than the other tools by a large amount, but it's a good spec overall.
Yeah.
Very true, yeah. I can't remember if the scatter shot and trap still share diminishing returns in TPC, or if they got rid of that in here because we're running on a different client, or because in vanilla they share diminishing returns, so you basically don't want to scatter shot and trap. It's not a big issue anymore because you can trap in combat now, but you still have to land the trap. So you want to wait for you want to place the trap. If it's against the warrior, it's pretty easy to land the trap, but against mages, it can be very hard if you don't have something to CC them with before you place the trap. So.
Yes. And as Beastmaster Hunter, you don't care if you get CC'd because you have your big cooldown, right? So you can just do your burst anyway.
Yeah, basically the only big problems you're gonna have is like Mage or somebody who can either sustain it or sit in an ice block for the whole duration, or kill your pet before it actually before you can actually do anything. If you get CC'd before you can use the Bestial Wrath. So that's you can lure out Bestial Wrath, make the hunter waste it, and then you're kind of screwed as a Beast Mastery hunter.
Okay. Yeah, you basically have to kill within the cooldowns, right? Otherwise you're fucked.
Yeah. There are some things that actually makes me think maybe you could bring marksmanship and survival up into the high B tier, because they hinted that a pet can pin the target, just like in Wrath Lich King. You can get a pet, a crab, and that can actually pin down the target as well with an ability. And that was you didn't have anything like that in TPC. You only had that in Wrath of the Lich King. So now you can get pets, and you also have all the new talents. We don't know what the pet talents do. We don't have a pet talent calculator on the website, so we don't know anything about that.
Pet talents, didn't they say that the pet talents will be the one from Wrath?
Yes, they did. So that's another increase to the pet strength, but we don't know what it gives. But we know, like, they already hinted that a pin ability for some pets, so that can CC the target or root the target in place. That's gonna help marksmanship out a lot of getting distance and just getting your aim shots off and all that stuff.
It'll be interesting, yeah. Also with the new pets, right?
Yeah.
You not only get new pet talents, but also new pets as a hunter on Project Epoch.
With new abilities that we haven't ever seen or heard of before. Yeah. Maybe I saw like a spirit cat, and so maybe like in Wrath we get a pet that can heal us. Some of the spirit pets, I think it was in Wrath the Lich King, they had the ability that could heal the hunter. So that's quite powerful if they get something like that. But again, we don't know.
We will see soon, though.
Yeah, big question mark. Yeah.
All right, then I think it's cool if we let those other specs stay on B for now, because this could obviously change when we know more about Project Epoch, when it comes out with the new pets and stuff. But for now, this is a baseline which we can all agree on, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and people should stay around because we might move stuff around as we get more classes up on the tier list. Then we start to maybe move things around a little bit and adjust some things. So this, the placements that we're doing right now isn't end all be all even for us right now, because we may change our minds during this tier list. This is just yeah. Shall we move on to?
Let's move on.
Yeah. What shall we take?
Frost Mage.
Frost Mage.
Okay, Mage.
Yeah.
I hope you have some Mage input for us as a warrior who's kited a lot.
They're S tier. What should I say?
Yeah,
they have so much utility. They if they have you, well, they said they have this new talent that they implemented in retail someday. It's called Ring of Rune of Power, where you put down an area where you have 10% more spell damage. So if they CC you to death and you have no chance, and then they just pop their Rune of Power and just blast you away, yeah, you're done. You're done. Not only that, they have sheep, they have blink, they have so much, they have spell steal. They are just annoying. Very annoying.
Yeah.
Like most classes say Frost is annoying, and I would say they are one of, if not the best dueler. Let's say one of. There's other classes that I would consider the best dueler.
But what has they changed something for other than the rune you talked about? Has they changed something else for Frost Mage? Do you know?
For Frost doesn't seem so, but I'm not a Frost Mage guy.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm also not so into it, but I opened up the spell book on the side. Icelands got updated, but I don't know to what. That's the problem, because I'm also not a mage guy. But it seems like Icelands is the only thing they adjusted a bit, and everything else is the same.
Causes triple damage against frozen targets. So yeah, like I said, once you're frozen, Rune of Power, and then you get Iceland's procs or something like that. Yeah, goodbye.
I see. Yeah. So they are, of course, just an insane good 1v1 class. An insane good PvP class overall. Frost Mages bring so much to the table. Immunities with Ice Block, CC, Sheep. They can kite you forever with the slow effect. They have Frost Nova. They have their shields with Ice Barrier. They have Blink, as you already said. They have the Water Elemental in this version.
Oh, and the Water Elemental can also freeze you.
Yeah.
They have a Frost Nova.
Yes.
They are just too good. And of course, they can just get out of combat and eat and drink themselves up while you sit in a sheep as a Retribution Paladin and cry. So they are just insanely good.
And they have Evocation as a cooldown, and they reverted that back to the vanilla state. So you get a lot of mana out of Evocation. So yeah, they're just well rounded.
Yeah.
One of the best PvP 1v1 classes for sure,
Definitely.
if not the best. I absolutely agree with you, Matt.
Do we place them before? Is it better than the BM Hunter?
I think so, yes, because BM has to kill on its cooldown. A mage can win the fight during the whole duel if you do one mistake.
I agree.
They have too much opportunities to get out of shit and get their mana back if they are
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that BM Hunters or Hunter for that matter is ever going to run into mana issues with the aspect of the Viper, but yeah, against all other classes, yeah.
But if BM Hunter wants to drain the mana of a mage, very hard.
Yeah. I don't think that would be the play in a 1v1. That would be for 2v2. Okay, let's move on to Fire then. Fire Mages.
I'm pretty sure they updated Dragon's Breath. No, they did not.
No, Molten Armor got updated by a bit, but nothing which is helping the class in 1v1 scenarios, right?
No, just the usual whatever you have as a Frost Mage as well, except the Water Elemental. So you also got your you don't have Improved Blizzard for slow, but you still have your Frost Nova. You still have Sheep, and if you're sitting in a full Sheep, they can just probably
one tap you mean, yeah? Head out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. They can just one shot you with the Pyroblast.
Exactly. It's the Pump Pyro build, right? You're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You can also do the instant Pyroblast as well. So they are a cheese build, right? They can cheese out wins, but they are not consistent. And
so when we talk about Fire Mage in 1v1, we're mainly talking about Pump Pyro, or are we talking about full?
I think so. I think Pump Pyro, right? I think that's the only viable build.
I have to say, I have no clue about
right?
Sorry, what?
I'm thinking about
I think
combustion
Dragon's
is even
Breath is good, right? I think
Dragon's Breath is good. I think Vampire is not I think you will go full fire. Like
as I remember, I saw, at least in TBC, I saw most mages in duels using Dragon's Breath, but in 2v2, in 3v3, I saw some combos with 2 Pampyro or 3 Pampyro mages just to get the kill.
cheese splits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense with the Dragon Breath, what you guys say, because of the CC you get on top of it, right? So you have more survivability and defensive options with it. Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But why would you play as a Fire Mage when you can play as a Frost Mage?
Exactly, you won't. So
Just
I would say
to have fun, to play the cheese build.
Yeah, it's just fun playing Fire to one-shot people. So I would say a middle of the pack B tier. Not at the end. I think they're still stronger than... They
are stronger than Red.
That's what I wanted to say. They're stronger than Red. Are they stronger than MM on survival?
Maybe not.
Maybe
not, because of all of the changes. Like the Hunter got a lot of changes. Silencing shot, like at least I think a Hunter would beat a Mage, but I think in an overall sense, because you can cheese stuff, I would put them higher than marksmanship, because they have just better chance against a warrior, better chance against a paladin, better chance against other casters as well with high armor, like Boomkin and Warlock. Maybe Warlock, I don't know about Warlock, but
no, Warlock will be a tier of themselves.
Yeah,
we will get there.
Okay, let's put them in high B tier. Arcane mages, they got some changes, right?
They got some changes, but nothing that I would consider making them in any way crazy. Well, no, that's not true. They have Arcane Barrage now, and they have Arcane Blast updated. So yeah, they might have as well a strong bursty build.
And they changed also the slow from mages, so that the slow actually goes through even if the spell itself or the other parts of the spell gets resisted or doesn't apply, then the slow still applies.
It also applies to ranged attacks reduction and casting time reduction, right? Even if you can't daze them, basically.
Yeah, basically.
That's strong. That's strong. Yeah.
So now the slow actually works. The last ability in the Arcane tree.
So with all these changes, I would consider them A tier, to be honest.
Stronger than Fire?
Stronger than Fire, yes.
Really?
Because it's not... It's just because they have also a lot of burst, and they have, with the slow, they have a pretty strong defensive for kiting, especially melees. So they are in the situation against melee classes. They are definitely better off than they are better off than Fire, I would say.
I think they're going to be very, very squishy, and I don't think they can get off enough damage as Fire can fast enough to actually kill the target.
They are not squishier than a Fire Mage.
No, they're not squishier, but they're squishier than a Frost Mage.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't put them in S tier, but I would put them in A tier. They can be very, 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 very annoying.
Low 8.
I also think they have a lot of burst possibilities with those Arcane Barrage. They have Arcane Blast. They go really quick, but it doesn't matter in a 1v1 scenario, right? You can just try to outburst someone.
If you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah. So I think they are strong. They can be really, really strong. Yeah, I think so too. We have to see how it will play out. It's all theory here right now, but it seems strong on paper. Yeah.
Honestly, I disagree with you guys on this one. Just as a note here, I would put them down here below Red, but let's just leave it up here in the low 8 tier for now.
But why is the question? Why would you put them behind Red? I
think they have less on-demand burst. I think Fire has more on-demand burst. And I think that Fire overall is going to be a lot stronger because it has also more CC with the Dragon's Breath. And I think, for me, I just think that they're going to die fast. Even though they can maybe, burst down, I don't think they can burst faster than the Fire Mage with the Pyro build.
But, the thing is, Arcane can silence with counterspell to 100%. If you counterspell someone, you silence them for 4 seconds. So,
but can't Fire Mage do that also?
You need to skill into it.
You have enough points for that.
Possible, yes, if you go down the tree.
I think you would always, if you go deep Fire, you would always still go and get improved counterspell.
What I think, how I would play this Arcane Mage if I'm a mage. If I would play a mage, I don't do it, and it's just theory in my head right now. So yeah, write it down in the comments if it's total shit. But I would play as a hard CC. I try to perma-sheep the opponent, stack up my Arcane Barrage, stack up my Arcane Blast, CC again. So I get those stacking buff up. Then I would get my mana back with Control Mana Rubby, and then I would, or my prepared Mana Rubby, and then I would just burst everything out in one blast, in one combo, Arcane Blast, Arcane Barrage, and the new Arcane Missile. And with this, I have insane damage, right? I also have POM on top of this, so I'm probably able to dish out more damage than a Fire Mage in a short time with enough preparation. That's how I would play it.
And we don't forget, we have a new talent called Rune of Power, and a new spell, Rune of Power, that is also 10% more damage overall for every spec. Of them
I
three.
don't think that's going to be game changing in my opinion, but let's leave it and low ETU for now.
I would put it on before Shockadin. I think this will be stronger than Shockadin, in my opinion.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'm totally wrong. It's all theory here, but it sounds really, really strong.
Yes, with all the changes.
If you go Shockadin, do you go get Divine Illumination? No, you don't. No, do you?
You can get it because there's no downside to not get it. Oh, no, you can't get Sanctity Aura to get this, right? So you don't get this.
Exactly.
No. You want Sanctity Aura for sure, Shockadin, of course.
Yeah. Even though Divine Illumination has been changed completely.
Yeah, it's not supporting you as a Shockadin.
No, and it also gives you Forbearance now. So it's like you would never use this in PvP because of Forbearance.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, okay. Let's move on. This is going to be like a 3-hour video today. Horrible to edit all this down, but that's how it is. Okay.
I mean, or you want to make it into 3 parts, and we discuss 1v1s now, 2v2s next time, and then 3v3s.
That's actually what Wider did last time, and I regret that I didn't do the same thing. I tried to cut it down, but I think I left too much out of context, and it was so it became kind of disjointed at the end. So I think I'm going to do the same as Wider. I'm going to do parts this time as well.
Yeah, then let's just discuss 1v1s now, and then we Gucci.
But there's no need to over
because we're not even halfway through, right?
Yeah, it just takes time.
Yeah, it does.
Last time it took us 4 hours for the leveling tier list, I think.
It did. That's it's a lot to go and sit.
You could have warned me.
All right, let's go on.
Okay, let's go. Rogue, Subtlety Rogue. It's going to be high STM, maybe even more than
I would
Frost
put
Mage.
them before Frost, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
A good rogue, just they are the setup class. I mean, Mage is Mage is also a setup class, but Rogue, with the changes they made to sub, they are even more annoying.
What changes are you talking about?
You got Shadow Step.
Oh yeah, but that's not that's the same as in they didn't add something custom.
No, they didn't add something custom, but you got Shadow Step, and for dueling.
They actually got nerfed Subtlety Hunter. Well, not Subtlety per se. Well, it's some parts of like Cheat Death, that's nerfed. So it's not based around your resilience, or because there's no resilience. It's based around your dodge chance now. So it's a what's it called? A 90% of your dodge chance. So you want to think about when you use evasion, because you can couple evasion together with Cheat Death to increase your chance of surviving, for the whole 3 seconds of the Cheat Death effect. If you couple it together with evasion.
So you can die now.
You can die now. You can die. Like Cheat Death isn't as powerful as it was in TPC. You can actually you don't just survive for 3 seconds. You can actually die now, unless maybe you use evasion, and then if you use evasion or have evasion ready for those last seconds, then it's gonna be more or less like it was in TPC. So
we have to.
That also expends another cooldown for you. And another important thing to mention is that Cloak of Shadows has also been changed. Cloak of Shadows in TPC removed fear effects and some other spell CC effects. But now it doesn't. It does not remove the effect if you're already in the effect. So if you're already feared, you can't use Cloak of Shadows. You need to use it before you get feared. This means you're forcing a trinket out if you want to use it after to get rid of the dots of a Warlock or a Mage or something. Or you need to preemptively activate and risk wasting your Cloak of Shadows if the Mage or, let's say, a Warlock tries to lure it out of you.
But even with those necessary nerfs, because they were just too good, they are still strong.
They're still less. Yeah. We're definitely not removing them from S+.
No. Even with the I don't know. I think you guys said in the leveling tier list that we get the Wrath energy base thingy.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Wrong.
It's reverted. It's reverted. We get the normal tick one.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have to consider this. It would be very broken if not, to be honest.
Maybe you're right.
Okay. I mean, that's nerfing feral druids as well a little bit.
But just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's just a quality of life update. I mean, if you know as a rogue what you do, it doesn't matter to you. to be honest. But it's helpful for newer players if they want to get into it with the new energy system, right? But they get used to the tick system also, so not a big change.
Not a big change, no. I agree.
But still even... I would stay a bit for just a moment more. I mean, even with the nerfs of Cloak of Shadows, as you said, so you have to play more. You need a little bit more skill to use it now. You can't just activate it and remove everything. But as said before, a good rogue will do this, so it's not affecting a good rogue, in my opinion. You have a little bit more counterplay, also because of the cheat death change you said, because some things were just unfair as other classes. But nothing game-breaking for the rogue, so it's still really, really good.
Yes, I agree. It's still, it's still exactly up here, and even maybe in some ways stronger because in the subtlety tree, the talent called Sinister Calling, you get 15% more agility, and if you combine that with the changed lightning reflexes in the combat tree that now instead of giving you 5 dodge, gives you 10% agility, which is crazy. That's another 25% agility. I don't think you want to skip on this talent, even though you might not get full lethality in the Assassination tree. So I think that lightning reflexes is just, that's a total of 25% extra agility per point of agility you're getting. Insane.
Sounds strong, yeah.
That is insane. That's so much more crit. It's so much more dodge. It's so much more attack power. Even a little bit more armor. So it's quite strong. Yeah, I think there's no spec where you won't be taking lightning reflexes from the first row in combat tree.
We consider that every point you spend for any agility increase is just from your character, not from the stats on your gear.
Oh, it's flat, not percentage then, no?
I mean, like your gear is not counted in the calculation. It's just the one like you get from 1 to 60, and let's say you have 100 agility, then you get 10% more of this agility. That's how it always, like I'm pretty sure that's how it always works when you have an increase in agility in trees. Yeah, I mean this is still 25%. And it's still 25% would be 25 agility. No, it's not.
No, because it's not always. You're saying it's always that how it works. But hunter spec, like for hunters, you have lightning reflex. That's a total amount of agility. 15% extra total agility scales with your stats.
How do you know?
Because I played TBC.
Yes, okay, but are we sure that they didn't change this as well?
No, we're not sure about any of this. But why would they change that?
Because in Classic...
If they change this, that would make kind of exposed weakness completely useless. So
why?
Because it scales off of your agility.
Yes, but your agility comes also from your gear.
Yes, but it's not enough to make it viable compared to marksmanship in PvE. I don't think that it wouldn't make any sense if they changed this. And let's not speculate on what if they change that, because
I do
what if they changed readiness, or what if they changed,
I'm bringing this up because in vanilla it was like that if you have an increase in percentage based in your trees, it's always only affecting your base stat for 100%. 100%.
No.
I'm 100% sure. I know that it's 100% for mages, and
No, for hunters it's a total. It's increasing it by a total amount of your combined with your base and your gear. I'm 100% sure of this. I've played hunter a lot, and I've even done the math of how much agility it is several times. So I know for sure it is a total amount, and I am 99.9% sure that Sinister Calling is also a total amount. It even says increase your total agility. You may be right about lightning reflexes. That I don't know, but that would not make any sense to me because it's worded the same way as the Hunters is, that just says increase your agility by 15%. So why would they word it the same way but make it work differently? I don't think it's I think this is 25%. If you go deep subtlety and get this as well, it's 25% of your total agility, not your base, your total agility, which can be completely broken. Who knows?
I tried to look this up on the site while you two were discussing, but I can't find any valid information about it. Let us know in the comments down below if you know how stats will work in Project Epoch, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'm pretty sure about this one, and I know for sure because I've played Hunt my whole life. I know for sure that lightning reflexes in vanilla and in TBC scale of your total agility. Let's continue with. Did we find out about the lightning? Did you guys research anything about lightning reflexes?
I researched and I didn't find out anything about it. But it's everything I found out so far, and it's not 100%. It's what you already said, that it affects all of your agility. I'm pretty sure that in vanilla it was like that, at least for mages, and that's why I thought it's for every spec and like for every talent tree. For mages, if you have an increase in your talent, it only affects your base.
What talent are we talking about?
No, I'm stupid. Oh my god, I know what I'm. Oh lord, no. So in vanilla, gnomes get I think 2% or 1% more intelligence, and that's what I was calculating in. Or was it 5%? And that's only for your base stats. God damn it, I mixed that one up. That's why I was so sure that in the talents, if you skill it, it only affects your base as a character, not the gear. Now I got it, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
well, I don't know anything about gnomes. I just crushed them in PvP. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Let's move on to assassination.
Just to make it clear, so the racial stat increase is the one which is only affecting your base stats, and the one from the talents is affecting the total stats. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
All right.
I'm not sure if this is going to be the case on Project Epoch. I think that, for example, let's just take Tauren. It has a racial as well that increases your total amount of HP by 5%, I think. Is it 5% or is it 10%?
I'm checking right now.
And I'm pretty
sure. 5%.
I'm pretty sure that's total as well.
It says total health increased by 5%.
Yeah, so it would surprise me if the gnome racial wouldn't be a total as well.
It says it only says intellect increased by 5%, and I know for sure in vanilla that it was like that. That racials only affect your base stats that you gain once you level. So you have, for example, you're 60 and you have 100 intellect, you get 5%. So you get 5 on top, not more.
Okay. Well, that's if that's how it is, then that's let's leave it at that. I don't know. Maybe they changed something here on Epoch to accommodate that, but we don't know. Let's move on to assassination.
Ass rogue.
Ass rogue. The ass rogue. I think normally when it comes to, like, somebody said in the comments that you never needed to be behind the target with mutilate. That you could always, even in TPC, you could use mutilate.
Yes, mutilate you can use in front. It's only backstab, I think, that needs to be behind.
Okay, I need to figure this out because somebody in the comments said, and I'm pretty sure that in TPC, I'm pretty sure mutilate was changed, but I could be wrong.
The question is if it's only...
No, they changed it. They changed it.
Am I right?
Yes, you were right. In TBC, you have to be behind the target. I just checked it. And,
I just checked it as well. I was I am in the know when it comes to Paladin, when it comes to Hunter, mostly Hunter, also Rogue and Shaman. Those classes I know a lot about. The rest is like a blur.
I only know Paladin, Priest, and Warriors a lot. And Rogue. I
think that we have to move Assassination up because the changes they're getting in Assassination was basically they're getting Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King Assassination was maybe not in duels, but in an overall sense, quite strong. They also get now poison scaling. Assassination rogues, they get scaling with poisons. They get some other talents improvements in the Assassination tree, namely Vigor. That's a double of the amount of energy that you get, and it's 10% more energy per tick, which we found out was ticks now and not the ref system. But it's not as powerful then, but it's still nice to have. I don't know how much energy that equates to. Is it 20 energy they get per tick? So you could do the math on that. Is that 2 more energy or something per tick?
It must be 10. Wait, how much do they get per tick?
I think it's 20 energy they're getting per tick, rogues, right?
Yes, then it's 22 per tick.
Yeah, so they're getting 22.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yes, they increase your energy regeneration by 10% is Vigor. So you get 22.
Yeah.
If it's 20.
So that adds up in during could add up. We don't know for sure. Like it's not much, but it's still something. So I would say they are in a low A tier for me, Assassination with the increases. If not, if they didn't have the increases, I would definitely put them on a low B tier. But with all the poison changes, increased poison damage, they also get something to deadly throw. And they get just the thing that they have their mutilate now can be used in every direction is quite strong. So I'd put them on a low A tier for me. What do you guys think?
I'm no rogue expert. I only know sub-rogues in Arena. So I won't take any more input to this. I think you two guys are the ones here.
I think you're right with that. Sorry for interrupting, Waiter.
Sure.
I think you're right, especially with the mutilates. You don't have to be standing behind the target. It makes things easier. And all the changes they got from the talent from the spells as well.
Yeah.
Especially like Envenom and where is it? Envenom, they got mutilate updated. Deadly Throw is also updated. Well, Exposed Armor is also updated against very good against everything with high armor. So yeah, I would consider them low A.
Yeah, I think so. I think they can handle themselves. Maybe high B. I would be okay with putting them in a high B tier. But I honestly think with all these changes, they could creep up to a low A tier. I don't think they're stronger than. I don't think they're stronger than Arms Warrior for sure. That you need to have, I don't know, something like Subtlety. But I don't know for sure. I just
they're way squishier, right?
Yeah, they're way. Well, they're not way. They just have less gap closer. They're gonna struggle against getting kited a lot more than Subtlety is.
Okay. And also the cheat death is affecting them even more as sub-rogues, right?
Yeah, but cheat death changes. This version of cheat death is, again, you need to have evasion up if you want to get the full effect of cheat death. So I think the cheat death already is a little bit nerfed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you have way less cooldowns than a sub-rogue has, so you have way less defensive tools as an Assassination rogue, right?
Yeah, yes. Why did you mention cheat death then? Like a sub rogue has cheat death, Assassination rogue can't get cheat death.
Oh, you can't get cheat death at all. Sorry, as I said, I'm not a rogue.
Okay, No, sorry, you can't get the cheat death as an Assassination. No.
So, okay, yeah, all right.
That's already out of the picture.
Let's talk about combat.
Yeah, combat rogue is not much has changed. It is still purely, in my opinion, it's a
PvE spec.
PvE spec. I put it low.
It's a PvE brawler.
Yeah, very low B or maybe even C tier for PvP.
I would still say they're in front of the Fury, at least in front of the Fury. I'm pretty sure they can also kill a red pretty easy.
I don't think so. I don't think so, honestly. No, I don't think they can beat red.
Okay.
I think you need to be either sub or Assassination if you want to beat red. You can't just go in and play like a warrior as a rogue and pretend that you can beat a red. That's impossible. Against a competent Retribution Paladin, no, for sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it.
I think maybe high C tier. Maybe low B,
but rather high C, I would also say.
Yeah,
but there will be some combat rogues that can prove me wrong. I'm 100% sure that these special human beings are very keen and affine in their combat skills. But for the general combat player, it's high C, low B.
I think even if you take the best combat player and if you just said to him, okay, now pick the best spec you can actually play, he would still choose either Subtlety or Assassination.
Of course.
But yes, let's move on to something else then. I was thinking about Shaman because that's the one I know something about. But do you have any other you want to start with? Or
go with the Shaman, that's fine.
Okay. Let's start with the most useless of them all, Enhancement Shaman. I think Enhancement Shaman is C tier, maybe between Combat Rogue and Fury, or maybe below Fury.
It's also just a PvE spec, right?
Yes. You don't have any, like Warrior has charge, Warrior has some things like Spell Reflex, or Warrior can get out of CC. Shaman, the only thing they have is toughness. That's a very, very important talent to actually get out of roots and stuff. It lowers the amount of time you're rooted by 50%, so it's quite good. You need that for sure. But I wish they would have done something else. I wish, I've said this in about 12 hours as well, I wish the Shamanistic Rage, once you press that spell, it should remove all CC effects. So it should work like a second trinket.
Or what also could be working is you can use Ghost Wolf as the same as shape shifting as the Druid.
That would be too powerful.
You think so?
Yeah, that would be too powerful. That would be.
But you can make an internal CD on it, put on it. That once it's triggered, you have a CD on it. Like you can still Ghost Wolf, but you don't get out of CC with it. Like this is also a change that could have been made.
Yeah,
but maybe it just differs too much.
But I think that's if you say improve Ghost Wolf should give you that, you get that in the second talent tier in Enhancement. That would basically make Elemental also be able to use it, which can be good, but it can also be very overpowered. Because now Elemental get access to no roots, like they can't get rooted anymore.
True.
So that's going to make them a lot more powerful as well. But I say, when it comes to Elemental, I think they're also very, very low.
So maybe it's a change.
Wait. I want to add one point to the Enhancement Shaman before we go on.
Yes.
They adjusted Wind Fury weapon, so two-hand Shamans have way more Wind Fury procs. Their baseline was 20% in TBC, and now it has a 36% chance to proc. So it's 16% higher. So you have, with a big two-hand weapon, you do insane damage. They nerfed the attack power bonus for the swings to compensate this. But if a Shaman reaches you, they hit really, really hard. And the chance that they hit hard is higher on Project Epoch. I would still leave them at C tier, but I would put them on top of the other two classes.
Yes, I agree with that completely.
Yeah, they are like a RNG class. You can actually just get very, very lucky in any fight and just one-shot somebody. Like you can get lucky. I'm not saying that Enhancement Shaman won't win any duels. They absolutely will win some duels. But it mainly comes down to luck more than utility, because they don't really have any utility. That's really what, in my opinion, the Shaman lacks utility, and they need to be able to get out of CC. That's the biggest issue in Arena as well. Enhancement Shaman, you don't, unless you have like 400 resilience as an Enhancement Shaman, you're not going to be climbing the ladder. They're just too weak in PvP, and I feel it's much worse in duels, because now you don't have even a healer to help you. You're just on your own, and I think most classes beat you. But I am going to agree with you, putting it at least on high C tier with the changes you just mentioned, because once you said it, I remember that's actually correct. And two-handed for PvP is actually better than two one-handed because of the chance of just one-shotting somebody. So maybe even very low B tier or high C tier.
Yeah, high C tier is fine because it has too many weaknesses, of course. But yeah, it's just Casino, right? Casino spec.
Definitely Casino spec.
Yeah.
Not that it's not fun to have those casino moments, but it's just not consistent.
Yeah, they're very interesting in PvE, but they're not very interesting in PvP, in my opinion. They are like, I think overall with the changes that everyone else gets in PvP in Burning Crusade, the Shaman class got the least love in terms of PvP in TBC, and they need to rectify this here on Project Epoch, in my opinion. I think the love that the Shaman got on Turtle WoW was it's almost too much, because they are really just one-shotting everyone. And like mages don't have extra, water pet that can CC you, and warriors don't have all the stuff that they have in TBC, and hunters don't have all the stuff they have. So like comparable to vanilla, the love that they got on vanilla, on Turtle WoW, was much more than what they've gotten here in Project Epoch. So I hope they are going to do something to help them get out of CC. I think that's the biggest issue for Enhancement Shaman. They can't stay on the target for.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
Elemental.
I would maybe put Elemental on the low B tier. There are one thing that really talks or helps Elemental Shaman against caster, or especially mages. That is, and Shadow Priest, for instance. That is that now the problem with Elemental or Elemental Shaman in general is that, or Shaman in general, is that once they get silenced while casting, they are locked out of all spells pretty much, except for Frost Shock and Fire Shock. All else they're locked out of. They can't heal themselves. They can't do any damage, because everything the Shaman has, all the spell schools are nature, except for those 2 shock spells and maybe a totem or here or there, but that's it. And you just have to not get silenced. But they actually changed that. So if you say, for instance, you fight a mage now, you actually want to use your Molten Blast instead of your lightning bolt and chain lightning. You want to use a Molten Blast in hopes that the mage will silence you on your fire school. So you open up you can still heal yourself. Then you can actually out heal his damage if you have enough PvP defense and stuff. Then you can start just hard cast heals, and you still have your ability to use Earth Shock for interrupt. You have your ability to use Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt and Nature Swiftness and all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I also like the Molten Blast change a lot for Elemental Shaman on Epoch. I think it's a good change. You can, for example, with classes who can kick or who can counterspell, as you said, you can start doing mind games a bit with this. And it's really helping you. Also, you got for a new spell, like your Elemental Overload is working with this as well. So you have a chance to double proc it, basically. And that's still a lot of burst. And the thing what Elemental Shaman always had was a lot of burst. So I don't think they will be that bad, to be honest.
Yeah. Actually, I just came to think of it. I said something wrong. Shadow Priest is a complete silence. It's not a school lockout.
Yeah,
Rogue is a school lockout. Other shamans are a school lockout. Silence from a mage is, depending on if you have the improved counterspell or not, is partly silence and spell school lockout as well, right?
Yes.
Half and half, right? Yeah. So, and I don't know of other classes that has some sort of kick ability that's going to lock you out of your nature school.
Warlock, I don't know if you said that.
And also activate your global cooldown, which can be devastating for your sustain.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the shaman.
So we keep it at low B, the Elemental Shaman. I mean, they didn't get much as we, except for Molten Blast, they don't have much support, right?
Yeah.
They have a bit more spell power with a Flame Tongue weapon.
I think there's some classes that they can destroy. I think that a Elemental can probably destroy a Shockadin. Maybe they have a good chance
and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe they have because they can also just start to heal themselves. So unless the Shockadin can actually one-shot the shaman, then he'll just heal himself pretty easily and just sustain the fight or attrition the fight with the mana. And then you have maybe mages. They are a little bit squishy. The shaman can easily kill a mage if he can avoid getting silenced and
you also
avoid getting sheeped.
Move away.
Yeah. I don't know. Warrior against the warrior, it can go both ways, but I think the shaman, elemental shaman, in 90% of the cases against the good arms warrior, he will lose because he has arms. They have a reduced healing effect, a mortal strike. They have so much other stuff they can interrupt with, pommel and all that stuff. So I think the only real chance, maybe against hunter, that could go both ways. I think maybe if an elemental shaman just stands there and starts to heal himself as against a beast mastery hunter, and he has high survival, like really geared and has a lot of defense, he can maybe out-heal the hunter's burst. And once the hunter burst is over, that's it, the hunter is dead. So he has some very specific fights he might be able to win.
Yeah, I would go with it. I agree.
Yeah, I would also agree.
Okay.
I think it's a cool class to play. I think it's fun, especially in Battlegrounds and stuff, but in 1v1 it's not that strong.
Yeah, in Battlegrounds, they are very, very strong. Just try to sit in the back lines and shoot your chain lightnings and getting those overload procs on that's very, very fun. I think Enhancement in Battlegrounds, that's horrendous. You're going to die constantly. So squishy. Yeah. All right. Moving on then, shall we?
Resto?
Resto Shaman,
yeah. We have to put them somewhere. I think they are just... maybe they can attrition some fights. Yeah, in dueling, maybe they can attrition some fights because of their Earth Shield. But, I don't think they can actually kill anyone. They can't kill anyone. They can just sit there. Even if you fight against classes that can't heal themselves, they will either sap, blind, trap, and then just drink and eat up to full and then reset the fight constantly until you don't have any more mana left and then you're dead.
Yep.
So competent players will not get killed by a Resto Shaman, even if he can try and attrition the fight. That's not going to work if you're against a good player.
Yeah.
In rare cases,
it's fine to put them in D.
Yeah, in rare cases, maybe against the priest, shadow priest, or horde priest, because they can't really CC you with anything. A mage can CC you with sheep and eat up and drink up to full, but the shadow priest can't really do anything. So maybe you could attrition that guy down.
I mean, a good shadow priest will kill the tremor with a wand and just fear them, right?
Yeah, it's not enough to kill a Resto Shaman, I think, with Earth Shield on. So
you
when it comes to attrition,
spell that as a priest.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to find one good reason to maybe fight against something, but I think you're maybe right.
Nah, they are D tier. That's fine.
Yeah, they are still D tier. Maybe they have one good fight or something. That's it. Okay, shall we take priest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's take priest.
Starting with shadow priest then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Shadow priest for me is an S tier class for 1v1. They are really, really strong. They have a lot of defensive tools with their shield and their fear. They do a lot of damage with their dots and their stuff, their Mind Blast, their Mind Flare and stuff. And they are self-sustaining while doing damage. Really great class. You can win against nearly everything if you know what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, that's a S tier class.
I go totally with it. I played a lot of Shadow Priest during Season of Mastery, PvP.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and you're basically immortal when we see vanilla talents, and I think they're still strong with TBC talents. All they got is just annoying to play against. And a good Shadow Priest will beat the most average and above average player in whatever comp.
And they don't require much skill to play. They're very kind of simple, easy to play compared to a sub rogue or frost mage. Also hunter is also very easy to play. Beastmaster hunters also.
You just need to know how to juke.
Yeah. So I agree. I wouldn't put them on high S tier, but I'll put them on low S tier, maybe above the hunter. What do you guys think?
Hard to tell. I mean, you have a silence as a Shadow Priest, which is helping a lot, which for 5 seconds, that's a lot. But I think as a BM hunter, you have more burst than a Shadow Priest, right? So
it really depends on gear, I think, It really depends on gear, on how strong, the resilience stat or PvP defense stat is. I
mean, you won't go as a Shadow Priest because of your Shadow Fiend, right? So a duel won't ever go long enough so you can go as a Shadow, in my opinion. So, hard to tell. I think they are both really strong.
I remember in TPC, I beat most Shadow Priests as early on as a hunter in the earlier, Season 1, Season 2. Once you start to get beyond that, Season 3, it's there's so much resilience in the game. Hunter can't burst anything down anymore. They're just, they don't scale as much with their gear as in PvP, as resilience outplays it. So then move on to Holy Priest.
The Smite Priest.
The Smite Priest, that's very interesting build now.
Very interesting.
Really interesting, but I made a build on the side. I clicked a bit through the talent calculator for the Smite Priest, and I have to say, I think it's more of a PvE spec.
Yeah, I think so too.
A bit of utility.
Yes.
They have a bit of utility in the Holy Tree, like get crit twice or stuff like this, and you can get a bit of free cast for heals, but I don't think this will be good in PvP.
No, I very much agree with you. It looks to me to be purely something they did to increase the PvE builds for Priest.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe something even to please the fans of the Smite Priest, because it's something we never had in WoW Vanilla. It also doesn't seem to be balanced out enough at the moment. I'm not sure if it's good or how the numbers will work out, but I think it needs a bit more love.
Yeah, maybe somewhere in the middle of the C tier or low C tier.
Yeah, I think Elemental Shaman is better than a Smite Priest on paper, so I would also put it on C tier. Yeah,
okay.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe, hard to say, hard to tell here.
Very hard to tell. Maybe stronger than
Fury. Maybe, but hard to tell.
Yeah, very hard to tell. And guys, everyone needs to remember when we play something like this, it's not because we think necessarily that the Fury will lose to a Holy Priest. We're talking about how strong will a Holy Priest be against all other classes compared to how strong will a Fury Warrior be compared to all other classes. So that's how it kind of works with the tier lists in general.
Yep.
Okay.
Disc Priest,
yes. That is...
To be honest, at least B tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
I think so too.
If you go down the discipline tree, I think you will not take the capstone, Powerwood Barrier. I'm not sure. I don't see it in a dual spec. I think you go until Power Infusion maybe, and then you spec into Shadow. That makes you a hybrid disc Shadow Priest, and that's on paper. Just when you read it, what you have and what you get, you're very strong. You get good self-sustain by the Shadow abilities. You have a silence. You have improved fear. You have your shields are strong. You got pain suppression. You have the 15% increased resist to stun, fear, and silence. Yada 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 yada. You're at least middle of the pack B tier. I think a good disc priest can kill a lot of players, and even a average arms player can get beaten by a good disc shadow hybrid player. Pretty sure.
I totally agree. I would even put them on low A tier, to be honest, because you win as a disc priest against every caster with your mana burn strategy. You will outsustain them, basically everyone, I think, except for the higher classes like S tier and stuff. But if you play it right, you can win a lot of. I think a good disc priest, I would also build them like you, a combination of disc and shadow, because that makes just sense. And I think that's really, really strong. Not insane strong, but really good.
But really
now
good.
That you mentioned pain suppression, that's been changed completely. So it's you get it a lot earlier now. And then that could actually also make, Holy Priest more viable, because you'd go maybe into discipline and get the pain suppression there. And even maybe even getting the power infusion from from discipline. You go
No.
deep into discipline as holy. No.
You
I
can
don't
get
think you can go into power infusion. You can get pain suppression, and maybe you can. Yeah, you don't lose so much for it. That's true. Yeah, it could
Maybe.
be a way. Yeah.
There could
power
be a way.
infusion. I don't think so, but maybe pain suppression.
I think like
You
Holy
don't
Priest
need
is kind of a
feeding.
unicorn right now. It can be pretty
It's a
much.
unicorn. It
it's
can
a
be
unicorn,
a lot
yeah.
of things.
It
Because
can
you
be
wouldn't
anywhere.
Yes, you can't. You wouldn't take Lightwell and Circle of Healing
No.
because it just doesn't make sense. But as a Smite priest, like there must be another picture called Priest Smite and not Priest Holy, because you probably go for this hybrid thingy.
Yeah, you would definitely go for something hybrid, and maybe then they would rank higher because of the changes to where pain suppression sits on the talent tree in discipline, which is a huge defensive ability for priests. So that's very, very big for PvP that it got moved up this high, making a lot of other builds more interesting and a lot of hybrid builds more interesting, I think.
Yes, I agree.
For sure, yeah.
So I'd probably actually, just because of that, move the priest up to high C tier, just for now. Even though it's the unicorn, we don't know if it could even be A tier, but just to not piss off so many people in my comment section. I will piss off people anyway.
But yeah, this priest will be very annoying, very hard to play against, even if it's only low A.
But would you go into Shadow as a disc priest?
Yes,
Or would you
I
go
would
into
go
Holy?
Shadow, 100% Shadow.
Oh, Shadow.
For dueling and for literally, I think every other as well.
Okay.
Like even when we talk about 2v2 3v3 later, even then you go Shadow, pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. As a disc priest in an arena team, you want to be more offensive than defensive. You can shield a bit, but mainly you master spell and you mana burn and dispel others, you purge others. So that's your main job. And with silence on top of it, you simply do this better.
You want your Shadow Word Pain on top all of the time, so it can proc blackout. Yes, you can silence, you can fear. You can set up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're just a madness.
By the way, it's been like a long time. I'm not sure if we have time for doing the 2v2 today. Maybe we should do that another day. Or I don't know about you guys if you have time for it.
Let's finish this first and then we can
finish this first and then we talk about it. Yes, I would say that.
Exactly.
Resto.
Efficiency. Efficiency.
Let's take Druid now.
Do we start with Resto?
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay. Either high A or low S. I don't know the damage output they have. That's the only thing that might make them weaker. But in general, they have a very good sustain. They have a lot of utility. You will 100% pick up Feral Charge in the Feral tree. That's another stun you have. You get out of CC easily. You have a lot of CC. Dueling means 1v1, so we're talking about Outer World, so you can even use Entangling Roots, what you can't use in Arena. I'm pretty sure you can't, because it states in the tooltip that it's only for spells outside, only usable outdoors. Force of Nature got updated. That's not interesting. Barkskin got updated. Another good.
You can entangle in Arena.
You can.
In TBC, you can do it.
Okay, because it says only outdoors. Maybe they changed.
Yeah. No, normally you can use this in Arena.
I know.
Because you have AQ Arena and you have the Lordaeron Arena. They are both outside on Project Epoch.
Yeah, exactly. All arenas are considered. All arenas are considered outside. That's because you can mount up anywhere.
True.
So all arenas are considered outside, even if it's inside visually. They're still considered outside.
Then it's kind of
go on with your point, please.
Yes, I'm just reading up on the TBC one. Yes, you got them right. I thought so. Yeah. The only issue I have with Resto Druids is their damage. Like it's a very, like, they need to burn them down very slowly, and I think they would go before.
How would you build this?
I don't know. That's the thing. So I don't think they have. This is hard. It's very hard. I have a high, Resto Druid in general, high regards. I think they're a very, very strong class, but maybe not in dueling. Maybe you're right. And I think to duel properly, you have to not spec into Feral and put stuff into balance, so you do at least some range damage, right? And I don't know.
Into balance, Resto balance, something that is what I usually see from TBC at least.
I'm
not when you cast offensive spells. I mean, you could only go over dots. You try to dot them down and make a really, really long nutrition fight. Maybe. I think that's not working out in a duel, right? Not against most classes.
Maybe against mages, because you can't really CC the druid.
Nah. Mages kill Resto Druid pretty
Mages
sure.
will kill. Yeah, Mage will kill Resto
Even
Druid.
a Frost Mage?
Even a
Yeah,
Frost
for sure.
Mage.
Absolutely, Frost Mage has insane burst. They know exactly. They
But
wait until
only with Shadow.
That's you can just wait until the Druid goes out of mana, and if he takes in away, then spell steal it as a mage, and then you just burst him down. A mage
how will
never
you wait
loses
until
against the
the
rest of Druid.
How will you wait until the Druid gets out of mana? He has, he has Innovate.
Innovate.
Yeah, this gets the spell stone by the mage. Offensive spells take a lot of mana for if you have to take them if you can't only hoard. And then when you go you want Innovate, and the mage steals it, so you have no more mana. And then the mage simply kills him.
Steal, yeah, maybe you're right, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I have to disagree. I don't think this can work for me. I mean, Resto Druid in DBC in Arena is absolutely best class out there for sure, but not in
1v1s, yeah.
We are ranking like the Druid low because of in 1 versus 1 they're not that strong.
No.
They are missing damage.
Yeah.
Or no, let's say, yeah, probably D tier. I was tripping there. I thought maybe they can, but no, they can't.
Okay. You wouldn't rank them low C?
Not really. I think
a Prot Paladin and a Prot Warrior would kill a Resto Druid.
Honestly?
Yeah, because there's no damage out. There's even a Prot Paladin. There's no damage from them coming. They're not doing any damage to them.
They're for sure not worse than a Resto Shaman. I don't believe that.
I think both are not very good.
I think it doesn't matter the D tier, right?
Yeah, it does not really.
Maybe. Okay. Moving on to balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting, but not that good, right? I mean, same as in TBC. What did they get, which supports them on Project Epoch?
Nothing
Let
really.
me check.
Is it mostly a burst the same way that it was in TBC, right? They have a chance if they burst.
Yeah. You have high burst, but you have nothing else, right? You have high mana costs.
Yeah, you get very quickly.
Yeah.
It's all very sluggish to play. It's very hard to shapeshift as constantly shapeshift as a balance C tier, I would consider.
It's same as Elemental, I would say. Maybe Elemental is better. I would give them.
I don't think.
I don't know
better,
if I give them the B tier. Maybe it's 3DC. Hard to tell. I don't think. I think Elemental Shaman is better than a Boomkin.
You're really saying that? I don't think so. I think Boomkin is better than Elemental.
Why is that?
They just have more utility. They have the trees. They have so much interrupt with that. The
trees got updated, by the way.
Yeah, I think they just
which makes them better now. What is changed for the trees?
I think just the amount. No, still the same amount. Just as updated, probably just updated from. It's just this TBC state of that, and not the.
No, they have. If they say they have updated on the website page, it's beyond just TBC changes. But that's the problem with the Project Epoch. I think they should have written something below the updated.
What has changed?
Yeah, what has actually changed? We would have to watch one of Mussy's videos if we want to know.
Shout out to Mussy.
Shout out to Mussy, yeah. But it really depends on if they're stronger than Elemental or below.
It's something in between there. Like I think it's like splitting your hair. Not a lot is different. Both are very, very weak. Not the worst, but very weak.
Yeah. And all those Zoomkins will tell us in the comments anyway how wrong we are about this.
you mean the Oomkins because they have mana, right?
Yeah, he said
exactly. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. Then moving on to Feral. We don't think we should consider Feral tank and Feral DPS. We should just consider Feral.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Consider Feral. Would say S tier.
Okay.
S tier. Okay. Wow.
Yes. I would consider S tier or low S tier at least. With the changes they got new spells. They got Maim and they got Lacerate. I think that's not the big. Or no, at least they updated Maim and Lacerate. But that's not the big thing. I think with the change in Furor in the restoration tree, that this you have exactly for the power shift you have another slot free on your gear. Or no, let's frame it different. If you wouldn't use your wolf set from vanilla, you couldn't power shift. Now you can power shift. Even if you're not using
in a 1 versus 1, is that even?
Yes, definitely, exactly there.
Okay.
That's the thing where you probably most power shift because of you want to get out of your form for CC, and then you can get in and you instantly have the rage that you need to feral charge, for example.
Rage.
Rage. Also get rage. You need. Yes, you get 15 rage out of it. You also have 60 energy when you shapeshift into cat. I mean, it's it's very expensive mana-wise. But and the other thing is you get feral attack, so you get a flat DPS increase by wearing a weapon and the effect of the weapon. So if the weapon has a stun effect on it, some two-hand mace has stun on it, and plus attack power for being in cat form or bear, it just shakes up a lot of things. And that's why I consider them S tier.
Yes, I see.
I mean, a lot of good points there. The Furo change helps a lot. You have a lot of burst with Red, but you also go fast as a Feral Druid, right?
True.
I played back in the days together with a warrior as a holy paladin and with a feral druid, and that was really fun, and I was impressed how much this person back in the day got out of this class, and this was in normal TBC. I also think that feral druids can be strong on Project Epoch, really strong in PvP. I wouldn't think they are S because of the mana problems they have. I would put them on high A for me, but I can understand his points for sure.
I would put them below arms and in high A as well, but I wouldn't put them above arms.
Okay.
I think the changes that Warriors got on already in TBC, maybe not in duels actually. Now
that's the thing.
That's the thing. I keep thinking arena and putting in my head. I'm getting arena into the mix. Yeah, but I think for duels, 1v1, I actually think maybe Feral is up here above the arms warrior, maybe.
Yes, I would consider them. Mana is their only problem, but they can pot. They can pot in form.
True.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a kind of looked down upon to pot in duels. If you pot in a duel, then the other one is going to pot in a duel as well. You can't also.
But I think we are talking about 1v1s here, where everyone does everything to win. I mean, we said no professionals; they are not into this mix, but everything else is possible, right?
Yes, but that also means that every other one has also the ability to pot. So it equals the playing field. So meaning like everyone can pot, then nobody can pot. So it's the same.
Yeah, that's true. But Feral Druid with a mana pot can dish out way more mana with way more damage than a Retribution Paladin, for example, can do, because they transist this mana in a lot of damage with power shifting. So for a Feral Druid, a mana pot is a big update.
Yeah, but a healing pot is also a big thing for a Retribution Paladin. So
but if they are stunned all the time.
True. But is the Paladin stunned all the time? He has bubble.
Yeah, one time, and then he will be kited anyway, or stunned or CC'd.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If you pop wings, let's say you pop wings, you don't use your bubble. You pop your wings.
Then you can't use bubble, yeah.
Nope. And exactly. But then you still have a big healing potion that's going to heal you for a lot. That's
okay, but you pop.
That's an instant cast Holy Light.
But you pop wings, and let's say you pop wings, and you don't have any opportunity to stun the druid. The druid will just run away, entangle, cyclone. Then he just kites you around.
I think a red paladin needs to kill a druid in one stun. You need to pop your stun, then you pop your wings right before you pop your stun. Then you go up to the target, you twist them, command and the other undead seal thing, and then you judge that as well. You get the command judged on the target, and then you what's it called? Then pretty much you hope the target dies.
So it's roulette again.
And you have the extra damage from Crusader Strike that is now going through armor. So even if the druid sits in bear form, you're pretty much just doing spell damage on him.
Yeah, but only on the seal and on the Crusader Strike, right? I mean, a Feral Druid with Frenzied Regeneration and a full Rage Bar will simply out-heal you anyway.
Yeah, but the entire damage of the Crusader Strike will be holy.
But it won't be enough to take one Feral Druid in bear form from 100 to 0. Not in a stun. Maybe not. If you have to get them in cat form to really burst them.
Yeah, you need to catch them in cat form. But if you catch the druid in cat form with a stun, you have wings. You can seal twist as well quite easily on here because they
are. You one shot them probably.
Yeah, you can kill them in cat form. Yeah, but a good Feral Druid won't be caught in cat form, right? You have your trinket as well, which you removes the stun. And then you just run away and laugh when the paladin uses his switch.
I mean, he's right?
Okay. I give up.
Not like I have experienced this in the past as a paladin sometimes.
Okay. Well, then let's move on to because we don't. That's it for Druid, right?
We're not considering Feral Druid because Feral
Tank is the same as Feral DPS. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
I would say so too.
Warlock. Holy shit!
Oh yeah. This is a class that we that we spared for last, and I think for a good reason, to be honest.
It's to make the viewers watch the entire video.
Yeah, because a lot of people will have fun playing Affliction.
Yes.
Have fun playing Demo and have fun playing Destro, but I think everyone has a different use case. Affliction has a lot of changes. And are we starting with Affliction? I'm sorry, I just
let's just start with Affliction.
Okay, I just got carried away and took matters into my hand. They updated a lot of stuff they have. For example, how Seed works, how Unstable Affliction works, and I think they are very strong. I was talking to Zelda yesterday about SLSL, and I think this still will be very, very strong as well. In only as a dual spec, it's already strong. And I think Affliction is, I would say, maybe not early on, but later on it gets S tier.
If we talk about Affliction, we talk about SLSL or Unstable?
I would say the thing is you can play both. That's the thing, right? I mean, there's no SLSL, so what are we considering SLSL here?
Yeah, is that Demo or Affliction?
Exactly, that's the question. But Demo could also be Felguard, right? So hard to say here. We would need another symbol.
Yeah, we'd actually need another symbol,
Yes.
Yeah, shall I find one?
Yeah, I think it makes sense for this class, right? Because Warlock has so many play. Just makes sense.
I will just upload a icon of SLSL something.
Yeah, like some Siphon Life or some, what is it?
If I can find something.
Just the Soul Link or the Siphon Life icon, and everyone knows what it's meant. I think that would work.
Okay, I have an image here. I'll just upload it, and this is SLSL symbol.
When we talk SLSL, I would definitely consider them S tier.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I think we don't have to discuss this. Everyone.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, I want to say everyone that played TBC knows how dominant SLSL is. Yes, I would even consider them above sub. I think they're just.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No?
The SL has been nerfed.
Okay. Well, we need to see but then below sub. Let's put them below sub. We need to see how they play out as SLSL. How the nerfs.
I think they said something about that the amount has been nerfed or something. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but what do you mean with the nerfs for SLSL?
I think they said that Soul Link has been nerfed. It's not reducing that much damage, is it? Am I wrong?
But they have. I'm not sure if Soul Link got adjusted. To be honest, I have to check it up.
Nope, it doesn't. It didn't. It's the same as the TBC.
Was it not 30% in TBC?
Check it up, but it doesn't say updated.
I know they nerfed the Seed of Corruption for PvE for Warlock because that was way too strong with the AoE. Yeah. But I don't think they adjusted either Soul Link nor
It's
20%, yeah. I just heard something about that being nerfed somehow, but maybe it's something else about it then.
To be honest, they are even buffed because of the talent adjustments in the Affliction tree. You have way stronger drain life now because of the talents you got there. You have way less points to spend, and you want to drain life as an SL Warlock anyway when you got all your dots up and when you feared. So this is your filler spell at the end, and with this they are even stronger than in original TBC in my opinion.
Do you think the developers are playing Warlock?
Yeah, for sure.
What the fuck is this? So we are putting them on the highest of highest S tier.
They are the most annoying stuff you can play against. They will dominate duels like crazy, and we will talk about them later as well. They will not only dominate duels, I can assure you that.
Another point, have you seen the Spellstone change? They share a cooldown with Healthstone now, yes, so you can only use Healthstone or Spellstone or Firestone at once with 2 minutes in between. But it doesn't matter as an SLSL Warlock. You have so much heal that you can just use a Spellstone, which completely breaks every CC on you, every debuff on you, everything on you. You are completely purged from anything once. So you have another trinket plus damage reduction in it. This is insane. This class for PvP is just broken. But what do you want to do against this? The only class who could win against a Warlock, in my opinion, be a Rogue. If they know what they do, I think a Rogue can win against everyone. So I'm also asking if Sub-Rogue or Warlock should be on the top of this list. But I think overall the Warlock is just stronger in all other matchups.
Yeah, because we have to consider how will the class fare, not just against the classes on the same tier, but against all classes in overall sense. Yeah.
Exactly. And for this, I think the Warlock can win against everything. And with less effort than a rogue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely, they're way easier to play.
Yeah, easier.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And then we have full affliction or deep affliction.
I think early on they will. I think they will grow with the expansion with the Epoch timeline. I don't know if they want to implement haste as a stat, because if they will do, affliction will scale up a lot because dots are ticking faster. I'm not sure if dots are able to crit on Epoch.
No, they don't.
Okay, they don't. So this makes them weaker. I'm torn towards somewhere between A and B.
Yeah, I think B.
But they are squishy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
I would
below
also,
retribution. I think. I think
B is fine. B is fine for sure. Yeah.
Above elemental, below retribution.
No one will play this because everyone can play as LSL, right?
I'm thinking like, when would you use unstable affliction? Because that's really the only thing that you're getting beyond the SLSL.
Only in arenas 3v3 when you play together with a restoration shaman and shadow priest, just to make this combination viable, but not in duels.
Not in duels. In duels, you're just going to lose in duels. You'll just be dead.
Yes.
And
stable affliction is good if it gets purged or dispelled because of the silence. So once you have it on a caster or a healer and it gets dispelled, fuck.
Maybe you can beat a shaman. Elemental shaman, but maybe not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you can. I think with the change that they made to drain life, I think they have very, very good sustain. I think Siphon Life also heals a lot. I think they are not. I think we underestimate them, but I don't have proof for that.
I actually want to put them at the lowest of B tiers, because I think Elemental Shaman stands a greater chance against all other classes than an Affliction. And I also think Balanced Druid stands as the greatest chance against all other classes than an Affliction. I think you kind of need to be SLSL to be really, really strong enough at least to stand as great of a chance against all other classes than that the LA and the and Balance.
I see that in the worlds. I see that.
I agree with you.
Big picture thing, yeah.
They are just too squishy. They can't hold themselves up, and they just die in cooldowns of other classes. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Can an Enhancement Shaman could even beat an Affliction? I think, honestly, maybe even a Combat Rogue and a Fury.
I think a Fury and the Combat Rogue can also beat an Affliction.
So they're actually C tier somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere in here, right? Maybe. It really depends on how the Affliction compares to the other tiers of classes.
How good are the dots ticking? That's also the question.
Yeah, that is the question.
Yeah, I mean, when you scan CC another class and get all your dots out, the other class will die. But the thing is, you won't be able to assert Affliction lock, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, once
you're just too squishy, you will die really fast against even a marksmanship hunter. With his silence, he will silence you, and then the marksman hunter will just kill you before. And he will, if you try to cast anything against him, he will just scatter shot, trap, and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I think most classes, most classes here will win against an Affliction Warlock for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a Warlock expert. Honestly, I'm not a Warlock expert, but this is what I think. Something.
It's a PvE spec. It's just a PvE spec. It's not a PvP spec. It's not made for this. It can work in battlegrounds when you don't have anyone attacking you in the back. But
it's very effective.
Yeah.
And a 1v1, you are just cooked. You have no chance, basically, against most classes.
Yes.
It goes for Destruction Warlock. It's the same thing. It's also more a PvE spec. It can be viable in certain matchups and in certain combinations with other classes because of your burst, but you have the same problem as an Affliction Warlock. You have to even hardcast.
Yeah, but I think because of if you would play Destruction, you would definitely play with a Succubus and you would play with Shadow Fury. And that's 2 stuns. And then you get your big fireball off that's going to one-shot somebody, or conflagrate, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Conflagrate and incinerate to use.
So I think Destruction is higher than Affliction, honestly.
I mean, the AoE stun is a thing, yeah. True.
I think you have more setup.
Affliction,
you have more setup than an Elemental Shaman. You have so much to interrupt the target with, because you will be playing with the Succubus, as for sure you will be playing with the Succubus. You won't be playing with the Succubus as Affliction, because the dots will break the Seduce. But as a Destro, that's a whole nother thing, in my opinion. That's a whole other thing.
Would you go Capstone That's also the question.
Yes.
Because
You would go Shadow Fury, I think, for sure.
yeah, but Shadow
Shadow
Fury is in the middle.
anymore.
It's not the
They
golf one.
adjusted this.
Oh,
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's in the
The
middle.
Sorry.
demonic sacrifice now for destruction. That's why it is a PvE spec now for sure. Shadow Fury is on the the first to
Fourth?
fifth row, yeah. So you go
Yes.
Rune, you take Shadow Fury with it, and then you can go in another tree if you want to.
No.
So you would also play Destro hybrid.
No.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean,
even
you can
more
also take stuff like
overpowered.
Soul Leech, which is healing you and stuff with your crits and damage, which is also cool for PvP. You could go Backlash for a PvP spec. So you reduce the casting time of your next Incinerate by 100% after a crit. There are options on Project Epoch to play Destro, that's true.
Shadow Fury, Ruin, and Soul Link in Demonology. I think it's still worse than SLSL.
And
But
another thing, Shadow Fury has been buffed. Now it's no longer a 2-second stun; it's a 3-second stun as well.
Is it instant?
It's always been a cast, so if it's instant now as well, it's going to be way too much.
Well, after TBC it went instant.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Can't see that here.
And
No,
it doesn't say if there's a
cast
time. Sad.
No.
That is so crazy that they move Shadow Fury up all the way
Yes,
up here, so you can
but
get
this-
it even as deep. Can you get it even as deep? No, you can't get it as deep demonology, but you can get it.
No, you
as,
can go SL.
You can get it as affliction, like you
Wait,
can.
no, you can get it as deep. Wait.
No, not deep. No. I'm saying you can get it halfway. You could do hybrid, affliction, Destro if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, but maybe you would. I haven't theorycrafted enough, but I think demonic sacrifice is bad for PvP. I don't see why you would do demonic sacrifice
I don't see it
PvP.
either.
So you'd skip that, and then you could maybe even say, okay, conflagrate, yes. You want, of course, Shadow Fury, you get it very easily. And now you have 10 talent points. Or you have,
You want
you have
Soul
6
Leech,
talent
and
points.
you want Backlash, and you want Shadow and Flame. All these 3 talents are really way down on the destruction tree and in PvP because they are so good to pass, right? You can't pass on those talents.
But it still opens up some talents for the other trees.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know what you could go ahead and get, but maybe you could go ahead. What is this demonology? What is this?
You want Demonic Embrace, you get 15% more stamina for sure. That's what you take from Demonology. You also could go Affliction now, but it doesn't make sense, right? Can you get to Nightfall?
You can get to Soul Link.
Yes, but only
you can
only
get Soul
if
Link
you
destruction.
you could get if you only take 3 points in Demonic Embrace and then go Nightfall. Yes, that works.
I mean, Nightfall is also cool, but you don't probably want it all the time, right? You can also play just Fire on Destruction now, so you don't want Nightfall support.
Yes, you probably go for just for the fire damage. I agree.
What is the other talent that is in demonology? I can't read it. It goes outside my screen. The new talent.
You mean the new talent?
It goes outside of my screen.
It depends on the pet you have right now. It has another effect for every pet you have out, and depending on what you use for you. So for Succubus as a Warlock, it just buffs its damage.
So maybe something like something like instead of SL, maybe something like SL Destro.
Ruin. Yeah,
Ruin,
something like that.
Maybe that's because you can get Shadow Fury, which is huge for PvP, like huge stun.
But is it huge for 1v1 situations? That's the other question.
Yes, I think it really opens up for some other builds with the Shadow Fury.
Yeah, some experimentation. So yeah, this is like a unicorn, like our Holy Priest wildcard Destro. Could be C, could be A tier. Who knows? I don't think that this will be C S tier. S tier is too high up.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's put it in the middle of B, I would say, just for as a filler.
Yeah, maybe high B or something. I don't know. Unicorn somewhere here.
Yeah.
Okay. Demonology.
PvE spec.
Felguard?
If not S.
Hard to say, obviously. Honestly, I mean, Felguard could be good, but Felguard is also a bit of a wild card for me because they buff pet damage, they said on the beta. So pets do a lot of damage on Project Epoch, especially Warlock pets, it seems like. Succubus built is something for PvE, for example, which could be really good. And Felguard could also do a lot of damage. And with Demonic Empowerment, you have a big stun, a 6-second stun or something, 4 seconds to this.
4 seconds,
when you use it.
That is big. That is very, very, very big. And increased damage dealt for 10 seconds as well. So
yeah, the question is it better than the spec we just talked about? If you would go Ruin and Soul Link, for example, or if you go Soul Link SLSL or something like this, I think it's weaker than both of the specs, probably.
I think it's weaker than SL, but I don't think it necessarily weaker than Destro, Ruin, SL, something.
I mean, you have a 3-second stun from Shadow Fury, which you can get out all the time, and you have a second stun from Volkart, right? So, but you have more damage with the Destruction SL version.
But you can't get the Felguard if you get the Shadow Fury.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I say Felguard is probably weaker than the other spec we just talked about. Probably.
Maybe.
Because you have everything good from Demonology anyway on a set and SL Destro, right?
And I think you don't want
I
to
don't
go...
know. I think the Felguard can be quite strong in 1v1 scenarios. In like it's not the I don't think it's a C tier or something. I think it's quite
No. I would also say it's at least B tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, do you want to go into the Affliction tree, or do you want to go into the Destruction tree? That's also the question.
Yeah.
With the
Affliction, right? With
I think
corruption.
exactly. Plus the Soul Siphon. I mean, you kind of need to sustain yourself, and you have it's buffed. So why shouldn't you take it there, right?
But I just think that the 4-second stun that the Felguard suddenly gets now, beyond the charge, it already has the charge, right? That's a root or some semi-stun root thing. And now it on top of that, you get a 4-second stun, like 4-second stun. That's crazy in my opinion. You can interrupt the heal, you can interrupt so much with that big cast on you or something.
You can get Empowered Corruption and Nightfall technically in Affliction with the Demonology. So I would even consider it better than Destro.
Better than what, sorry?
Better than Destro. Oh, I feel like I out. Sorry. Yeah, I would consider it better than Destro.
Okay.
On top of the B tier at least, right?
Yeah. Yes, I would even consider it better than Fire.
If not even A tier, with all those CC possibilities and such.
I think
have a lot of matches, right?
Yes, you can sustain your pet, you can sustain yourself, you have a lot of rotting damage there. And
I actually now that I look at the 8 tier, do you want to move Shockadin?
Yeah, I think Demonology looks stronger than Shockadin, to be honest.
I also think
I would also say Disc is stronger than Shockadin, yep. I don't know about the Assassin Rogue. That's you have to say this.
I wouldn't consider it stronger.
Yeah, I think it's stronger. Yeah, I think actually, honestly, because that's a lot of extra damage that you're going to be able to do with the extra energy you get from Vigor. That's 2 back-to-back mutilates.
That's true.
Plus all of the, because you couldn't do 2 back-to-back mutilates before. That was impossible. Now you can do 2 back-to-back mutilate in like a split second, and then you can go straight into a really hard, if you get lucky with your poison procs, then you go straight into an Envenom. With the increased damage from Envenom and the increased scaling from poisons, I think it's going to basically one-shot some people.
Even if you do not Envenom, you can go into... Mutilate gives 2 points, right?
No, it can get all the way up to 4.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Per Mutilate, 2 points.
Yeah.
You can also get...
It can do 4 combo points for 1 Mutilate. Yes.
Wait, so you could technically go Mutilate into Facility, into Envenom, into Mutilate.
Sorry, 3. Sorry, you can get 3 combo points from 1 Mutilate because you get Seal Fate, and it doesn't count from both weapons. It only counts for the entire ability. So that's 2 combo points plus if it crits, then it crits a lot Mutilate. So because you get all the puncturing wounds extra fit. So
I was just thinking about kidneying the enemy and then going into and then again mutilating.
Yeah,
because kidney.
I think assassination will be surprising some people, especially heavy armored people. You'd go assassination against the Holy Paladin. You'd go assassination against the warrior or a feral druid. Because that's just so much extra poison damage you can dish out so fast. You're going to go for melt armor. Yeah,
I can't disagree on anything there. I think it will be really strong.
Yeah.
I would adjust some other things though.
Yes.
I would like to put the Warlock Destruction build on top of B because the changes they made in the talent tree are really strong. I didn't realize this. And I would also consider the Holy Priest, the Smite Priest, because we talked about the pain suppression thing early on.
Yeah.
This could also be good, to be honest. It's a wildcard, we know that, but I think it doesn't deserve to be in the CT.
No, I don't think so as well.
Let's put it low B, because is it better than Ele and Balance? We don't really know.
Yeah.
We don't know. We simply don't know yet.
Know. I can imagine, but we don't know.
And you're still sticking with Holy on A tier? Wider.
Yeah, Shockadin is good. It will be good. It has a lot of burst and with the twist possibilities and the survival possibilities it has. I think it is A tier. Low A tier, but A tier. It can win a lot of duels.
Yeah, I actually, in some sense, I want to say that the Disc Priest, that is our kind of holy priest, right? Because you wouldn't really, for a 1v1 scenario, go full disc.
No.
Okay.
Disc is way stronger than the Smite Priest. The Smite Priest is more offensive, while the Disc Priest is playing more cheesy tactics like mana burn and stuff like this. But the Disc Priest will probably win against any caster. Pretty sure, except for SLS and Warlock, because they are just too good. But every other caster spec, they win. I don't think a Smite Priest can do that.
But is it because you think that Power Word Barrier is that good?
No, we're not taking
you don't use the Power Word Barrier. You go half Discipline and half Shadow, and then you have the Silence. You have
yes, that's true. We talked about. Sorry, I forgot. Yes,
all good.
Okay. Are we? Anything else we want to move around, or are we settled on this?
I think S tier is definitely settled.
Yeah,
and everything else looks so far decent.
Yeah, I'm happy with that list.
Yeah. This turned out for everything we considered. This turned out very, very good.
And that wraps up our 1v1 PvP tier list. Remember, this is all just speculation until the dust settles after launch, so take it with a grain of salt. Next time we're diving into the 2v2 tier list, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and sub for more Classic Plus content, and comment tier list enjoyer if you made it this far. We'll know you're one of the real ones. See you in the next one.